Good morning, although it might even be afternoon now. It's a new vlog. It's Saturday and I'm just getting my shoes on because I'm heading to town on a mission. It is Teddy's birthday party tomorrow. His birthday's on Monday. So it's Operation Find Him a Gift. So I'm gonna head into town and have a look around Smith's toy store, see what I can find. And then I imagine I'll end up in M&S as well at some point, just to pick up a few bits. I want to make some bread today. When I come back, I think I want to have like a good tidy / declutter of the flat, maybe, and maybe see if I can finish my book. I'm like nearly 3/4 of the way through now, I think. So I'm gonna put my headphones in and listen whilst I'm shopping. And yeah, probably carry on doing the same when I'm home, when I'm tidying and stuff. So yeah, let's go see what we can find for Ted's. I've just been swimming. It was like nice and quiet. They like kick the kids out at 5. So I got down here for like 6:15. And I swam 50 lengths, which is a good day for me. Now heading back to mine. And I think I'm gonna treat myself to a Chinese takeaway today. So I'm gonna pick that up on my way home. But lol, you can still see my goggle marks. Oh, it's just so nice to be in the pool. I love it. I kind of wish I'd taken, well, I feel like one weekend I'll have to like go down, take my Kindle and like maybe just chill on the outdoor sunbeds if it's a nice afternoon. But anyway.
Right. Tell me when?
When?
Wait. Okay. So,
When?
Hey! Oh, I thought that worked.
No.
Hi. We are on Sunday today. And it's Teddy's birthday party today. So that's where I'm headed now. I've got a big shiny blue present here for him. I don't actually, like, I know, so they've booked out like a leisure centre by where they live. And so I think some of his friends are going. So I don't actually know what the vibe will be or whatever, but we shall see. It'll be fun to see him and my sibs and also Bodhi as well. So yeah, I'm going to my mum and dad's first for some lunch. And then we're going to head to the party. So exciting. But I have to tell you that I finished the Calamity Club last night. Stayed up till like 1 a.m. but got it finished, and like I stand by my like thoughts the whole way through that it was just like a solid book. I gave it a 4-star in the end, and like I was toying with whether it was a 5, like, and I could be persuaded either way, but I mean, considering it was over 600 pages, like the whole, like it was very like well written, and like all the characters were just so, like, even like the side characters, they just had such personality and like distinct ones. And especially in like the second half of the book, like once this whole Calamity Club thing came into it, like there was a really nice element of like camaraderie. And I mean, I don't know that it's spoilers to say, but like it's obviously very different, but I mean they're both historical fiction. But like I felt like there were some similar themes to The Wolf Den in terms of like rich people, poor people, like perceptions of women, and obviously it just being historical as well. Even though like vibe wise they're very different, I would say. But yeah, I thought it was solid. I think maybe my criticisms towards the end were that, like, because I was reading it last night and like there was a part that, well, like, I guess not that I didn't see it coming, because I guess I did, but like I literally had my hand over my mouth reading it, so I was like, oh my god. But I feel like I've gone off topic, but considering it's over 600 pages, either speed up or get in the other lane. Yeah, considering it was like already over 600 pages, and I don't think that I don't think it dragged. Like, I think a lot of that was justified. Like, I know I was saying in like last week's clips that like it took a long time for us to get to even realise what the Calamity Club was. But I think you needed that setup, like, to situate everything and understand the stakes. But then I think at the end, it maybe some things felt like it almost felt like everything kind of stopped very quickly. It just felt like we were leading up to this big ending of like, so obviously one of the characters is an orphan. We were kind of leading up to like a big ending of what was going to happen with like her situation going forward, and it kind of just felt like that happened very quickly and was resolved very quickly, which is why I ended up giving it a 4. But I do think it's a solid book, and I can definitely see why it's got such good ratings. So yeah, that's the Calamity Club. And then I was kind of umming and ahhing about what book I was going to start next, and I've landed on kind of, considering I was thinking I was going to do like month of summer romances, but I've actually picked up We Are All Guilty Here by Karen Slaughter, because I've had it on my Kindle, and then I've currently got the audiobook for this one and the sequel, like, as a library loan on BorrowBox. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll just pick that up. And I started reading it just to kind of see what the vibes were like. And the first one is set in July. Like, it starts at like a 4th of July party. So I was like, oh, well, that's kind of like summer. And because I knew I was like driving places today, I was like, well, I can get the audiobook on and like get through it. So that's, I think, what I'm going to stick with and what I'm going to go for. But yeah, I'm going to get back to driving. I'm going to get my audiobook on and see what this 4-year-old birthday party has to offer. Oof. Maybe that will do. It's Monday, almost evening. I don't know if I ever filled you in about yesterday, but yeah, I was at Teddy's party yesterday, which was fun. I feel like something about a room full of kids just running around really makes you appreciate that you haven't got any. Sorry to say it, I just don't know how people do it. 1.5 hours was plenty for me. But did that and then went for a swim afterwards with my mum, which was nice. Just something about being in the pool. And then just came back and kind of had a chill evening, really. Didn't really do an awful lot, but read a bit of the book that I'm reading, which is We Are All Guilty Here, which I've been reading to, I think I'm maybe just over halfway. And like already I've been like, like a few things have happened that I wasn't expecting. Like even just like down to like how it's structured. Because like you're in this situation at the beginning where I don't think it's a spoiler to say, but basically, like, a girl goes missing. And you're following the police trying to solve it. And, like, things were happening, and I was like, right, we're still quite early on, like, where's this going to go? And then, like, I got to one chapter, and it was like, well, something happened, or it then took, like, a different direction. I was like, oh, okay, interesting. So now we're kind of following something slightly different. And then, again, I've just read something where there was a big, like, mic drop moment. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? So I'm enjoying it so far. But that's all I did yesterday, really. And then today has been work. Although, I feel like I've had a bit of stomachache this morning. It's not been a good day. Because I was supposed to go on a walk with Katie first thing. But I just couldn't do it. So anyway, I've been working from home. I've made some bread today. Which I did try to make some on Saturday. I had it, like, proving. Like, put it in the loaf tin to, like, rise to the final bit. And, like, the only thing that then left was to put it in the oven. And for some reason, I just completely forgot everything about it. Went for my swim, did like 50 lengths in the pool, picked up some dinner on the way home, walked back in after like 2.5 hours. Just to it, like, it had spilled over and it had completely deflated. And because it had just been out, it was all like hard on the top. It like almost crusted over because it had been left out so long. So that was a big fat fail. So today we have redeemed myself. So I've made a loaf. Maybe I'll put a picture up. I made a loaf, and I've also made some bread rolls because I've not made the bread rolls for a while. So I was like, well, I'll make a few, and then I've like bagged everything up and like put things in the freezer so that they'll last me. But I've just sat down for dinner, and I'm having some cheese and beans on toast on this bread that I've made. And then it's like 7:15 now. And then I'm going to have to head to quiz. So I guess that's all caught up. As you can see, I'm in the office today. It's Wednesday. But just simply had to mark this momentous occasion. Because it's currently raining. You can't really tell. Oh my god. Finally. Work is finished. I'm just about to nip in M&S because I need to pick up something for dinner. I've been putting off doing a food shop, but I just need something for dinner today. And then I think I'm going to treat myself to a little look in the works. There is a book that I'm potentially on the hunt for. So I'm just going to see if they have it. Just going to see what it's about. And if we come away with something, we come away with something. But right, yeah. Into M&S. Impromptu haul. M&S, I went for the stir fry £8 deal because that can just be quick and easy when I get back. So I got that. And then, so what I was going into the works for was this book, Out on a Limb, because I have Out of the Woods. I got, Gemma sent me her copy that she didn't want anymore. And I've not read any Hannah Bonham Young. I think they're, well, I don't know what the vibe is, but it's a sequel, it's in a series with this one, and this is the first. And I know Squidge has just read that and loved it. And like, obviously I've not read any of her stuff before, but everybody's been really hyping her up. So I was like, well, I'll have a look, because it's on the 3 for £7.50 or like £3 each. So I'm like, it's pennies, you know. So I went in for that, and then because it was on the 3 for £7.50, I thought, well, makes sense to get her other two, which again are connected somehow. So I don't know which way round they go, but we have Next of Kin and Next to You. I didn't even read the blurb for this one, But I read the blurb for this one and like literally was hooked by like the first 2 sentences. It was like, Lane's in the middle of an identity crisis. Her friends are all partnered up. Her career is heading nowhere and she's just not happy. And I thought, do you know what? That's enough for me to pick that up. So yeah, we're walking away with 3 new books. Right, I'm going to head home now. I'm going to, most importantly, get the aircon on. And I need to put some petrol in as well. So I'll talk to you later. Lol, ignore the hair. I've just been lying on it. Oh well. It is what it is. I fear I've been a bit of a shit vlogger this week. But it's Thursday today. I don't know the last thing I filmed. Oh, I spoke about... I remember filming in the car yesterday after work. But came home and didn't really do an awful lot. I cooked my stir-fry stuff. Let me turn the fan off, actually. And then, like, I watched a bit of something, listened to a bit of something, read a bit of something. Oh, I deep cleaned my bathroom yesterday. Huge. So, well, I needed to do Mia's litter tray. So I went in there to do that, but then, like, went to empty that, and then there was, like, litter on the floor. So I was like, well, let me just hoover the floor. And then before I knew it, I was just doing the whole thing. So properly gave the bathroom a good clean yesterday. Which was needed. And I've been listening to a bit more of Jane Austen's Bookshelf, which I started like ages ago now. I want to say in July sometime. And like was kind of like reading a chapter at a time. It's like separate, like each chapter is kind of like a different author. So it kind of works well to kind of dip in and out of. But then I kind of like put it off and hadn't listened to any for ages. So it picked it back up yesterday because I was like, well, let's try and get that finished this week. So I read a chapter or 2 of that while doing that. And then showered and got in bed. And I've been reading Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. Brief intermission here because I'm realising editing this that I like completely never filled you in about We Are All Guilty Here, which I finished and loved. I gave that 5 stars. Like, there were so many, like, twists and things that happened in that book that I, like, was not expecting and had me full-on gagged, especially at the end. So, yeah, loved it. But I'm going to let myself get back into talking about the next book, which is Every Summer After. And I am eating this book up. I've not read a Carly Fortune before. And so I thought, well, I'll start with this one because... is it a TV show or a film or something that's out on Amazon? And I was like, then I can watch that. And then I've also got One Golden Summer, which I think comes after this. I think they're in the same series, but I guess they're like I guess you can read them separately if you want, but yeah. So I'm reading this one, and I'm eating this up. I like literally didn't want to put it down last night in bed, even though I mean I had to in the end because I was up early today for a busy day at work. But I'm eating this up. It's like, it's giving Friends to Lovers. And I was saying to Bag, it's kind of like, it's like if The Summer I Turned Pretty and maybe You and Me on Vacation had a book baby, potentially. Because it's this girl, her family buy a new lake house, and then next door is this family with like 2 brothers, like similar age. And we're in the present day. And, like, something's happened. But then every other chapter we're going back and, like, going through summers in her life and, like, finding out, like, reading about them first meeting and all this. And I cannot wait for this to converge. But I was proper, like, reading this yesterday. And then I took it into the office today. I've been in work today because I've had a big day of interviewing. My first time on an interview panel. And it was very interesting, actually. And I feel like it's probably going to help me, like, going forward with any further interviews I do, of, like, how to approach them, which is interesting. Anyway, tangent. And I took this with me, and we were, like, back to back to back, and, like, couldn't wait for a little break at lunch so I could dip back in and read another chapter. And And yeah, this evening I'm basically just going to get stuck into this as well. But yes, that's that. Like I said, I've been in the office today. It's been a big old day. And then I've just got home and it is chucking it down outside, which is very exciting. It's like nice and cool today. I've got a hoodie on. We're back. I feel we're back. So hopefully that's the end of the heat nonsense now. I think Katie's going to pop round at some point because she wants to borrow some books. And then I'm probably then going to shower and I'm just going to binge as much of this as I can fit into the evening. Look at all of this glorious rain. I feel like it's not coming across on camera just how much it's raining. Huh? Are you happy about this, Mimi? It's like 10 o'clock on Friday. I've just gotten back from David Lloyd. I've been for a swim. I kind of like haven't been all week. It's been one of those weeks where we've kind of been fighting off a funk. For no particular reason. I feel like work's been quite busy. And it's been pretty light on the pals this week. And I'm reading a book so good. That it's making me low-key depressed, which I feel like that's when you know it's good. But yes, I thought, well, I'll get down the pool. And I think that's the most length I've ever done in one session that I'm aware of. Because I did 60. I was just like feeling in a great swimming vibe today. So I normally do like groups of 10 of each stroke. But I did like 20 front, 20 back, 20 breast. So feeling good. So I've just got back. I had hoped to finish my book before I went. But I was like really close to the end and I was like, if I don't go now, I'll like miss my chance. So I'm going to go in and finish the last it's probably like less than 10% even, but I'm loving this book. So maybe I'll do an update once I've actually finished it to tack on to the end here. Me again. So I finished Every Summer After last night and I loved it. I gave it 5 stars. The vibes were just so spot on. Like going through all the summers spent at this like cottage by the lake, and like there was lots of swimming, and like the Friends to Lovers was like so good. And like even though like all the characters were kind of like flawed in their own way, but like managed to overcome like all the shit that had gone down, and it was just so good. And I loved that it was like alternating chapters where we're flicking between the present and then like going back to get a lot of the context, and like knowing that something has happened along the way and like getting closer and closer and like the two timelines converging, kind of like it does in Where the Crawdads Sing, but obviously with like a completely different vibe because spoiler, there's no murder in this. But yeah, loved it. But yeah, that's it really. I'm gonna go inside. But also it's raining. I was just like driving back and there was a point where it was actually chucking it down, but it has calmed a little bit. But